Are you looking for the best tablets? In this video we will look at some of the 8 best tablets on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Apple iPad 2025 16. The 2025 iPad 8 out of 10 Wired recommends is hardly different from its predecessor, but it still maintains the top spot as the best tablet for most people. This 11th generation slate has uniform, slim bezels around the 11-inch LCD screen. There's no home button. Instead, the Touch ID fingerprint sensor is embedded into the power button at the top edge of the slate, also no headphone jack. It has a USB-C port, which means you can use the same cable as your MacBook or iPhone 16 to recharge it. The 12MP selfie camera sits at the center when you hold the tablet horizontally and offers 1080p video quality. At $349, frequently around $300, the iPad does everything you'd want it to. It has plenty of power to play top-end games, thanks to the A16 Bionic chipset. The screen is sharp and bright enough to watch hours of movies and shows, and it's large enough to use for some light work if you connect it to a keyboard. It's even more of a productivity-friendly slate with iPadOS 26, thanks to its app windowing system. Apple bumped up the storage to 128GB, too, finally. You can use it with a first-gen Apple Pencil or Apple Pencil USB-C for a decent drawing experience. But there is an air gap between the screen and the glass, so it's not a top choice for sketching, as it won't feel as responsive as on other iPads. You can natively use this iPad as a second display for Mac, but software like Duet Display also makes that easy for Windows users. This is the only iPad in the lineup with zero Apple Intelligence support, but hey, maybe that's a good thing. At number 2. OnePlus Pad 3. OnePlus hasn't been in the tablet game long, but its Android-powered slates have easily become my favorites thanks to an excellent balance of features to price. Now in its third generation, the OnePlus Pad 3, 8 out of 10, Wired recommends, once again creeps up in price, but this is still a heck of a powerful tablet for the money, and I'd still buy it over a similarly priced Samsung tablet. That's largely due to OnePlus software. Its open canvas system lets you multitask with 3 apps simultaneously at ease, aided by the larger 13.2-inch screen. Even if you're not using it for work, the speakers sound great, the LCD is sharp and smooth, and it barely saps up juice in standby mode, all of which makes it great for entertainment, too. Driven by the Snapdragon 8 Elite inside, performance is fantastic, and it's one of the only tablets with a flagship processor at the moment. But at this price, I'd have liked to see a fingerprint sensor, and maybe even a cellular connectivity option. OnePlus also doesn't quite match Samsung in software updates, though it did improve slightly. You also have to factor in the cost of the accessories, though it's nice that OnePlus routinely has sale events where you can nab them for free. Even with its foibles, this is the Android tablet I'd buy. It's worth noting that OnePlus recently announced the OnePlus Pad Go 2, a more budget-friendly tablet. At number 3. Apple iPad Air 2025 M3. If you don't mind splurging, the best iPad to buy is not the iPad Pro, but the iPad Air, 7 out of 10, Wired review. This 2025 model has been upgraded with the M3 chip, meaning it's powerful enough to handle video editing and graphically intensive tasks. Don't forget that you get 2 screen sizes, 11 or 13 inches. Both are big enough to take advantage of the desktop-like multitasking features in iPadOS 26, but the 13-inch model is where this really shines. Despite the Air moniker, it's not the lightest iPad in the lineup anymore. Go figure. But the blend of a large, bright screen at a reasonable price, powerful performance, Apple Pencil Pro support, a fully laminated screen for more responsive sketching, and solid battery life makes it a machine you'll want to tote from room to room. There's no Face ID, but Touch ID is integrated into the power button. At number 4. Lenovo Idea Tab Pro. I've already seen discounts on the Lenovo Idea Tab Pro that drop it as low as $280. And I suggest you only snag it if it dips under $300. I used this large tablet on a trip to London for entertainment and to edit my raw photos from my Nikon via Adobe Lightroom, and it did the job without a hitch. The 3K resolution on the 12.7-inch LCD is sharp, the speakers are rich, and I didn't notice any problems with performance. It can feel a little unwieldy to hold, but that comes with the territory of a nearly 13-inch tablet. The included stylus helps, especially for smaller touch targets and apps like Lightroom. The only problem? Lackluster software updates. My test unit runs Android 15, but this new tablet supposedly shipped with Android 14 earlier this year, meaning it will not receive Android version upgrades after Android 16. That'll make it feel a little out of date in a year or so. At least you'll get 4 years of security updates. At number 5. Apple iPad Pro M5. If a tablet costs more than $1,000, you really have to ask yourself if you're better off with a laptop, which will offer more power and a better desktop experience. Apple's latest iPad Pro, 9 out of 10, Wired recommends, with the M5 chip is tremendously powerful, and while iPadOS 26 and its multitasking improvements genuinely make for a significantly better experience when trying to get work done, not to mention the increased number of desktop-grade apps hitting the App Store, you still might be better off going with a MacBook Pro with M5. Remember, you have to factor the cost of a keyboard case into your purchase. If money is no object, you won't find a better tablet. The iPad Pro has one of the best screens on the market. The tandem OLED panel gets amazingly bright while retaining rich colors and inky blacks, plus it's the only iPad with a 120Hz screen refresh rate. You have two size options, 11 or 13 inches, and both have Face ID, a nanotexture glass add-on to reduce glare, excellent speakers, and a good webcam. Battery life lasts a full workday and more. I've been able to work off it, though I still run into occasional display issues with some websites. It's thin and lightweight, yet powerful enough for video editing, photo editing, music production, and even running Assassin's Creed Mirage at max graphics. It's easy to fall in love with the iPad Pro if you ignore how much you paid for it. At number 6. Remarkable Paper Pro. I've used the Remarkable 2 for several years as a never-ending digital notebook. It writes exceptionally well, and physically jotting things down helps me remember things better. The Remarkable Paper Pro, 7 out of 10, Wired review, steps things up with a color display, allowing you to highlight or use different font colors as you write. It feels even more like paper and pen, with incredibly low latency, the delay between the stylus and display when they touch. You can add tags and make folders or notebooks, and the slate does a decent job of converting handwriting to text. You can send files to your email in a few different formats, too. You don't need to subscribe to Remarkable's Connect service, $3 per month, but it gives you unlimited cloud storage and the ability to access and make notes on desktop and mobile. I love the company's Type Folio keyboard accessory, which turns the Paper Pro into a lovely distraction-free typing experience. Oh, and I rarely worry about battery life. It needs a recharge roughly once every 2 weeks, nicer than most gadgets that require daily charging. It's just so dang expensive. If you don't think having a color screen is all that important, go for the Remarkable 2, which the company still offers at a lower price. There's also the newer Remarkable Paper Pro Move, which is a smaller reporter's notebook-style digital tablet with all the features of the standard Paper Pro. At number 7. Apple iPad Mini, 2024, 7th Gen. It's hard to find a good performing tiny tablet these days, but Apple has your back. The iPad Mini S17 Pro, 8 out of 10, Wired recommends, isn't a dramatic upgrade over its predecessor, but the performance bump enables you to take advantage of Apple Intelligence, the company's suite of artificial intelligence features. It's also compatible with the flagship Apple Pencil Pro, making it an excellent slate for artists who enjoy sketching in the great outdoors. With iPadOS 26, you can window apps and be a little more productive, though many of these desktop-like features are better suited for larger iPads. The Mini is just a handy, travel-friendly, and small tablet that can handle practically anything you throw at it. At number 8. Samsung Galaxy Tab S11 and Tab S11 Ultra. The iPad Pro equivalent in the Android world is Samsung's Galaxy Tab S11 series, and it's similarly overkill for most people. These 2025 tablets consist of the 14.6-inch Tab S11 Ultra and the 11-inch Tab S11. I tested the Ultra. It's a big behemoth that is unwieldy to use in the hand, even if it is very thin, but put it on a tablet stand and you'll appreciate the size. I'm actually working off of it right now in Samsung's DeX desktop mode paired with a Bluetooth mouse and keyboard, with 2 Chrome windows split side by side, and it feels very close to my standard workflow on a PC. The tablet's performance with the MediaTek Dimensity 9400 Plus has been flawless. The AMOLED screen is crisp and bright, and the battery has done a great job of not draining too quickly in standby mode. Even the speakers sound pretty great. You'll be hard-pressed to find another Android tablet at this caliber. And I appreciate that Samsung includes the S Pen stylus in the box. It has been redesigned with a hexagonal shape that resembles a standard pencil, but it still sticks to the top of the tablet for charging and storage. The Ultra has a few extra perks, from Wi-Fi 7 support to higher base storage and an extra 8MP ultra-wide camera. But for the most part, I think most people looking for a high-end Android tablet should probably go for the Tab S11, if you haven't already considered the OnePlus Pad 3. The price is more reasonable, especially on sale, and it's just more manageable to use at its size. But if a big screen is what you want, the Ultra won't fail to impress.